Hi, friends. It's your pal Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about American politics, and we're going to talk about a new policy that Donald Trump enacted immediately after America suffered two terrorist attacks on its soil. All right, so basically, this happened in late May, early June of 2025, and America suffered two devastating terrorist attacks. Terrorists made attacks on American soil, and everybody was like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely a terrorist attack. Terror, it's a terror, and it's attack, right? Like it's a terrorist attack." And a lot of times there's a lot of hemming and hawing, but these were like very terroristic and very attacky, right? So basically, the reason we're talking right now is the New York Times report. I listen to the New York Times uh, news summary every day. It's free, and I'm extremely thankful. It's right here on YouTube. It's a big part of my day. It's very helpful, right? So they're like, hey, President Trump just announced that there's 12 countries, and we're not taking nobody's coming in from those countries anymore. Period. Done. End of sentence. Like, you guys are finished. Like, we're not going to take anybody from you. Now, this gets really interesting. One, the New York Times did make a good point. They're like, one of the countries that this terrorist attack logically, or actually may have been connected to, if you follow this logically, you would be like, oh, that country should be on the list, is literally not on the list, right? So that's a little odd, right? That you're like, oh, hey, these terrorist attacks happened. Now we're going to put these 12 countries on the list. But the country that you would logically connect, it ain't there, right? You're like, what? Right. So, but this is Donald Trump, right? So what really shocked me was I was like, wait a second. Two events happen in America, and within a week, the president is like, hey, here's a new policy, right? This has never happened before in my entire life, right? Events happen in America, and then every other day of my living life, presidents were like, oh, hey, something happened last week, but laws, schmaws, Constitution, Blonstitution. Ain't nothing gonna happen. What's my announcement today? Nothing. Like, events happen and then we do nothing. And you know why? Laws, schmaws, Constitution, Blonstitution. You can't do nothing, right? Maybe you'll hear something 2 years from now and we'll do like some ridiculous law that nobody will remember what it was associated with. And like, so for two events to happen in America, and the president's like, oh, I'm going to change the world, right? People in these countries have been able to come here for a long time. Now they can't because of these two events that just happened. You're like, wait, what? What now? Like, wait, events happen and then you change the world? Like, that sounds like, first of all, that sounds like what a king would do, right? And I call him the American king because that's what he is. He has transformed the presidency into a kingship. There's just no two ways about that. We have an American king. And so one, y'all best recognize, we got our first American king. Donald Trump is an American king. He ain't a president. It's ridiculous. We should just call him King Trump, right? That's what he is, right? And he ain't just king of America. He's king of the world, if you haven't caught that also, right? World king Donald Trump. Like, and he's the first one. Like, I guess technically Alexander the Great was like the first, so maybe he's the second, right? Like, that's wild, right? So, but what's really interesting is this is shocking, right? And I will tell you right now, we ain't going back. You're not going to be able to go back, right? You're not going to be able to put in some second Biden. And you're like, oh, a bunch of stuff happened, but maybe you'll hear something about it 18 months from now as it fumbles through Congress, and then it'll be announced and nobody will even know what it's connected to. You ain't going to be able to go back to that, right? And so where we land now, and what we're actually doing is we're dealing with this issue of, wait a second, like, stuff happens and then the American king just responds and literally reshapes the world in a better way. And I do think this was better. This was absolutely better. Like, I think this is a very good change, right? And what I'm saying now is, like, you're never going to be able to go back, right? Nobody's going to be like, wait a second, law, schmalls, Constitution, Blonstitution, you're going to do nothing? Like, we already saw a dude do stuff every day for 4 years. Like, nobody wants this, right? And so here's one more thing. So one, this is how America wants to be ruled, right? And we voted for this, right? Like, we're like, hey, we don't want people to just like, oh, terrible thing happened, but what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? And Biden wasn't even saying what can we do? Because he couldn't even say what can we do. Aides were saying what can we do, right? Like, and Biden was just sipping tea on a porch wearing a shawl. Like, it was just like, it wasn't good, right? And so now this is the next part, right? So if presidents are going to roll like this, and you know they are, all presidents are going to have to roll like this before. Ain't nobody going to sit around and go, thanks for telling us the boo-hoo of why you didn't do anything. Nobody's going to give two Fs anymore, right? They're not going to give a Fubargle. They are not, right? They're going to be like, wait, we saw a dude do stuff for 4 years. You ain't done stuff in 4 weeks. You haven't done something in 4 days, right? Trump does something every 4 minutes. It's like, you're not going to be able to go back to that over. So that means you best believe and this is where we're at in America. We're picking the winner. We're picking the world king, right? Maybe the world queen someday. Not yet, right? We haven't done it yet. I'm not saying we won't. I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just saying we haven't yet, right? So we're picking the world king, right? And you best believe you better pick the right freaking guy, right? Because if you don't, stuff's going to get bad quick, right? But the flip side of that is stuff can get good quick. And that's what's been happening with America. I really think we're on a better track. We're on a way better track, right? Like, it's just, everything's up, right? Actually, that's not correct. Not everything is up. Actually, the better way to say it is war is down, crime was way down. And then also, I think a lot of people's money is up, right? But prices are up also. So that's tough. I do want to be transparent about that. I understand there's still inflation issues, right? Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.